All right, you guys, picture this with me. What if you had an extra $1,000 in your budget this month? I mean, what would you do? What would you do with that kind of margin? It's amazing. So maybe you'd use it to put towards your student loan debt to pay it off. Maybe you'd add it to your house fund. Maybe you'd invest some of it, half of it, throw it in a sinking fund for a summer vacation. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And no matter what your finances look like, I know there are things that you want to have and goals that you want to achieve. So today I thought it would be fun to share 4 ways that you could easily save $1,000 in just 1 month. And number 4 is actually trending on TikTok right now, so stick around towards the end. So first, let me start with this tip. It is one that doesn't require a ton of immediate lifestyle change, and we're gonna have a little tough love later on. But what if I told you that you already had an extra $1,000 laying around? Yep, that's tip number 1, is to sell items around your house. Okay, again, start out small, but you can put on your favorite show or podcast and just do a little closet clean out. Some of you are already thinking, but I like all my clothes, or I don't have anything nice to sell online. Make it a goal for yourself to find just 5 clothing items that you could sell on Poshmark. Some brands that tend to do really well are Madewell, Target, Free People, Nike, UGG, Patagonia. And if you don't have a closet full of high-end clothes, that's okay. But you can make some money, you guys, by selling what you have. And then from there, if you feel inspired, maybe look at your jewelry, maybe your shoes, I don't know, anything around that you're like, okay, I can do this. And after your closet resets, think about some other items that you could sell, maybe an old laptop or a nice camera. You could even put a piece of furniture on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, there's so much that you can do, whether it's a garage sale or talking to friends and family. I mean, one of my coworkers literally does a closet sale twice a year, and she makes several $100s every time. So any bit counts. The second way to save $1,000 a month requires a little bit more sacrifice, but the good news is it's only temporary. And that's tip number 2, to do a no eating out challenge for a month. Before you freak out, let me just remind you, it's literally only 4 weeks, okay? That's it. You guys, you can do that. Most of you had your Christmas decorations up for double that amount of time. You can do anything for just a season. So just for 1 month, say no to delivery services or takeout meals, Instacart, going out to eat. Just say no. And again, it's going to require some strategy and planning, but trust me, the savings will blow you away. You have no idea how much the tipping and delivery fees and appetizers and everything just absolutely just adds up when you could just make some grilled cheeses and put some fruit on the side and you're good to go at home. You can do this. Now, if you need a guide or a little inspiration, check out my grocery savings guide. I'll put it in a link with some other resources below. Now that we're all warmed up, let's talk about number 3. But first, before I do that, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Christian Healthcare Ministries. We're all looking for ways to trim our budgets, so make sure to check out Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM isn't health insurance. They're a cost-sharing ministry, and they've helped hundreds of thousands of families across the country satisfy nearly $10 billion in healthcare costs without sacrificing freedom. You can join CHM at any time, which means anytime is a good time to make the switch. So find out how you can save on healthcare costs at chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budget. All right, back to tip number 3. And this one will require the most effort up front, but once you're in the groove, you'll forget that it was ever not part of your life. And that is a side hustle. And let me just say right off the bat, I know. You're busy, you're tired, there's so many priorities pulling at you in life other than just work. I mean, stuff is going on, I get it. But I would also argue that the most important thing you have to remember is that when you're working towards a financial goal, nothing is permanent. And I'm not asking you to work 1,000,000 jobs forever and ever, and I'm not even asking you to work multiple jobs every day. But what if you got a small, manageable side gig, just to earn a little cash on the weekends? Or if you work hybrid and you're home a couple of days, maybe you took a few of those nights and added a part-time job. So if you're making $12 an hour, it only takes 2 8-hour shifts a month to bring in an extra $200. I mean, you could drive for Uber or Lyft. You could offer babysitting to your friends' kids. If they want a monthly date night, you can share about your home organization business on Instagram or apply to work at Target so you get a discount. Like whatever you're already doing, see if there's ways that you can actually monetize that hobby. All right, we finally made it to number 4. And this is the viral tip that's going on right now. And this is something that I've been preaching since day one. And the TikTok teens finally caught on. And the fourth way to find your extra $1,000 in your monthly budget is to do a subscription check. There is a challenge going around right now that people are guessing how much money they actually spend monthly on fees and subscriptions. And then they're going through their spending history to double check themselves and see, okay, what's actually facts. And you guys, people are finding hundreds of extra dollars they didn't even know they were throwing away to unused subscriptions. One girl quit teaching 3 years ago and was still paying for a curriculum service that she didn't even know about. Another guy didn't realize that he could have been watching Hulu because he was paying for it for 6 months and never used his account. Now, don't get me started on that mysterious $9.99 charges from Apple that we all deal with, but it's not just for subscriptions, you guys, that you're not using. One of my team members recently deleted her Amazon app just to do a little experiment, and she ended up saving more than $100 on things that she could use but doesn't really need. So again, think about this. It's not permanent, but just, open-handed a little bit, just for the plot, just for like little things going on. Okay, at the end of the day, it's always good to make small tweaks because those things really will make a big impact. And there are countless more hacks that you can do on the 14-day money finder. This is something that I created, and it is so helpful. For 14 days, you go through tasks to find extra money. So go to RamseySolutions.com to access that tool and start finding money in your budget. Again, possibly where you least expect it. So you guys, there are ways that you can save. It may take some sacrifice, a little bit of work, but you can do it. So remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.